JosefVStalin, and welcome to another Starcraft 2 beta skirmish map. In this map, this is after I had made my switch from Terran to Zerg, so I command the teal Zerg. My ally, who's this guy, Airbase, commands the purple Zerg. Across the map, we have Underbacks commanding the blue Protoss, and Joe commanding the red Terran. And this is on the Twilight Fortress map. It's a fun map. I actually used to hate it. Now I love it. And it's weird how stuff works out that way. But I'm of course going for heavy econ build, which means that people have asked me to stop using like weird StarCraft jargon terms, but it's hard. Basically, like a heavy econ build means that I'm gonna focus much more on my economy, building workers, drones, and stuff like that, versus focusing on a rush sort of militant tactic. Because generally speaking, you can balance the two, but one is going to have to suffer for the strength of the other at some point, unless you get into the later game, in which case they'll generally catch up to one another. But at the beginning of the game, generally speaking, you have to choose whether you're going to go for a strong economic build or a strong military sort of rush kind of build. And I went for the economic build in this one, and I told my ally, hey, can you please produce Hydralisks? Because I think I had just played a game either a couple matches ago or a match before this one where me and my friend got destroyed by Void Rays, and I just cannot stand Void Rays. They're irritating units. And I said, hey, can you please mass Hydras, because they're good counters to Void Rays, and we have a Protoss player, and most Protoss players go for Void Rays. And you can see already he's putting down his first Stargate. Of course, he agreed, and then continue along our merry way. But nothing really happens for the opening of the game, so we're gonna skip ahead to some more important and critical action. So this is our first action we have going on. I've produced a horde of Mutalisks from my hatcheries and bases here. Got a nice base going on. So I got a horde of Mutalisks coming out. I've also got the most and strongest economy out of anyone in the game, which is something I like. I like to always have the most workers and most resources of anyone in the game. Anyway, we got our Mutalisk horde chilling out back here, waiting for their chance to strike. And here they come, flying in, gonna do terrible. I really gotta stop doing that. I really have to stop saying terrible damage. Anyway, we're gonna destroy his resource line. We're gonna see some enemies coming in. We're gonna fly off. He's gonna bring some Void Rays in to threaten my Mutalisks, but they're going to get off relatively unscathed from that attack and fly away and continue their harassment. I really like Mutalisks. They're a good unit, especially when you get like a horde of them, and the more you have in that kind of horde, the better they are. Because they do splash damage, right? They have their attacks called, what is this, like the Goliath Worm, whatever. Anyway, this attack does splash damage, and it hits a unit and then bounces off to the next unit and bounces off to another unit. It does consecutively less damage, but I mean, you're going to hit everything you're not aiming at while, hitting the one sort of unit you're trying to kill. And, damage stacks up. So, they're going to come around the other end and start harassing these probes. They're going to go down. And the Protoss player is going to bring his Air Force, some Phoenixes, and Void Rays. And my Mutalisks aren't a match for these Void Rays, and they're gonna back off. Fortunately, as I asked my ally, he has a horde of Hydralisks here to assist me in case these Void Rays would turn around. Also, yeah, so that kind of puts us in a stalemate because they've got a very well defended front here. Their frontal entrance is well defended against attacks. So we're not going to try and break open the front door just quite yet. We don't have the power to do that. And if we waste our units on a foolish attack like that, then they'll be able to counterattack and do a lot of damage of their own. So we kind of go off to our own corners, having punched it out a little bit to rest, regroup, and prepare for our next assaults. So I'm going to switch up tactics. We skipped about a couple minutes into the battle here. I've got my hive up. I'm also researched my Zergling speed upgrade. So a attack speed upgrade. So I'm going to hatch a swarm of Zerglings instantaneously, and they're going to flood out across the field to aid my allies' Hydralisks. Seeing that he's got, you know, Void Rays and plenty of defenses, I don't think my Hydralisks are going to do a whole lot at this point. So here come the Zerglings in all their splendor and glory. And I don't know, I just love. And as some of you guys know, those of you who watch my Let's Plays, you guys know that I love swarms of things, and a Zergling swarm is just awesome to me. So we're just kind of, again, at a stalemate, staring each other down, waiting for one of us to make a move. The Protoss player has some Void Rays going out on an attack. Fortunately, my ally picks this up with his Hydralisks, and is able to destroy a couple of them, but because air units are so versatile, they're going to be able to get away from that attack. And again, circling hard. Just look at, it's not even that great a horde. I'm still producing more and more. I've also got another Mutalisk horde in the battle here, because I fear that that Protoss player might come in and attack my base, and exactly what he might do. Kind of waiting. But over here, actually, I want to kind of rewind that a little bit. Just rewind, because it's an awesome battle. That his ally moved out to attack. So we're going to pause it here. He's got his classic Terran force, Marines, Marauders, Medivacs coming out. And he's going to move out and try and put some pressure on it. Fortunately, I had my Zergling horde waiting for him, waiting to attack when the time was right. And here he comes. And here comes the Zergling horde. They're going to flood down over the ramp and just surround this poor Terran force. And with their speed upgrade, with their attack speed upgrade, they shred these enemies to pieces without a second glance. And over here we have our air battle between me and the Protoss player. Looks like I wasn't paying attention because I was too busy with our Zerglings, and they were able to do some damage, take out a bunch of Mutalisks, but it's to no avail because we're able to start pushing in through the front door. My ally unleashes his Mutalisk horde that he's had in reserve. We're able to start attacking this front door, doing damage, but they're gonna be, for now, they're gonna be able to force us back. But my ally has another Mutalisk horde coming in to help him. And I also threw in a couple Zerglings for good measure. One Mutalisk is doing damage to that Colossus because it can attack air. We take it down, and our troops are able to start moving in through the front door. Excuse me. Start doing damage. Start taking out his base. And once you kicked open the front door, it's pretty much done. It also has a Thor going up, but that's going to get quickly taken down. And I instantly produce a Mutalisk horde to help out my ally who punched in the front gate. And he's going to start trying to melt those Hydras, but again, Hydras are a great counter to Void Rays, so it doesn't matter. And here comes my Mutalisk horde. He's got a photon cannon wall here to defend against it. So I'm going to start taking out the Terran. He turns around and starts attacking my Mutalisks, but I micromanage them to attack one unit at a time, and they just tear up that Protoss Air Force, just absolutely obliterated. And at this point, it's pretty much GG for these guys. And I think he's going to throw out one last Colossi or something. He's going to make one last last-ditch effort to try and turn the tide of battle, and then quit. There he goes. He's got his one Colossus, and then my Mutalisks are going to chase it down and tear it to pieces, and that's going to be a GG for them. So thank you guys for watching. This has been JosefVStalin signing off for now, and again, always looking for good Starcraft replays. If you have any replays of any games that you want showcased and you want to show off some strategies or whatever, please send them to me. I would love to have them. I've got a couple already in the queue waiting to go up. If you got a game, love to see it. But it's going to be Stalin signing off, and I'll see you guys later.